So hey guys, welcome to IChO, and today I'll be telling you about the 13 international science Olympiads which you need to know about. So firstly, let me show you the list here at Wikipedia. So the International Science Olympiads are a group of worldwide annual competitions in various areas of the formal sciences, natural sciences and social sciences. As you can see, you can read it by pausing the video. So here is the list of the International Science Olympiads. There are 15 Olympiads listed here, but we won't consider International STEM Olympiad and International Coding Olympiad. We will only consider 1 to 12 and number 15 International Olympiad in Artificial Intelligence, which is the most recently added one. So, I'll show you each of the Olympiads one by one, and then you'll understand the importance of each of them and might register for them yourself. So, first, let me start with IOQM. So, first, let's listen what the AI has to say. So, the Indian Olympiad qualifier in mathematics IOQM is a 3-hour mathematics competition serving as the first stage to qualify for the International Mathematical Olympiad IMO. It is the most prestigious Olympiad in the world in mathematics IMO. If you are in classes 8 to 12, you can definitely give it. It's a 100-mark offline exam with 30 questions, and dates and all you can find it out. Normally, it's conducted in late August or early September, and registration starts mid-August, I think. And I've given IOQM a lot of time, so I'm pretty experienced. So this is the official IOQM website, as you can see. Just look at it here. MTI, the Mathematics Teachers Association of India. You can visit this website for more information. Let me give you a slight warning that this exam will be much more competitive than your traditional maths Olympiads because, well, it's the same for all the grades. Whether you are in grade 8 or grade 12, you'll face the same question paper which will be challenging you to improve your mathematics skills beyond, further beyond than your wildest dreams. So, I hope I'm not exaggerating, but you should prepare seriously for this one. Now, let's go for the next one, which is the International Physics, Chemistry, and Biology Olympiad and Junior Science Olympiad. I'm covering these together because these are all the same. So, if we go at this website, HBCSC, this is the organization which conducts the national standard examination, these Olympiads, all of them, the science Olympiads, which I just showed you. As you can see, this is the website where if we look at the Junior Science Olympiad, it is handled by IAPT, Indian Association of Physics Teachers, but it is also conducted by the Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education, HBCS. Now, you can see that recently the Indian National Olympiad exams have been conducted, which is a different stage because, see, first, if you look at it, first there's the first stage exams, that is the NSEs. After that, there is a national exam for the selected students, and from there's a training camp. So you can learn all about that by browsing through their page. And just to show you a glimpse of what I mean, let me just search here. My spelling is horrible. Yeah, so let's go to the IPT website because this is the conducting body. This other exam you can see right here is a alternate exam which was made much after NSCGS because many students could not enroll for NSCGS due to age requirements. That's why this exam was made. This is also conducted by IPT. This is not one of these recognized ones and does not have an international level, but you could try it. Now, Yeah. So this is the National Standard Examination 2025. So it's already over. And if you look here, you'll find that there are five exams here. NSE A, which is astronomy, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, so yeah, this one. Astronomy. Then there's biology, chemistry, physics, and junior science. Whereas junior science is conducted entirely by IIPT, the website. You can browse it at your own time. So these are the five Olympiads. So first you have these NSE exams, as you can see, because the prefix is NSE, that's why. And after that you have the national examinations, which let me see if I can find there. I'm not sure if they'll be here. Most probably they won't, because the later stages are handled entirely by the Homi Bhabha Center of Education. So it will um but I can show you here, just a sec. So yeah, let me search like this one. So yeah, if you see here, you can find the Indian National Olympiad 2026 by HBCSE. So these are after you clear the NSE Olympiads. So as you can see, there's astronomy, there's chemistry, junior science, physics, and biology, and these are the next level. You can call it the second level, because after the first level, which is the NSEs, if you qualify this level as well, like now you can see these exams are over. The IMO 2026 examinations are over. If you qualify this, then you can go to the training camp, and from a training camp, a handful of students, I think four students are selected for the Indian team for the international Olympiad for your respective subject. It's the same for almost all Olympiads. You give a few levels of exam, you go to a training camp, and from there a few students are selected for the Indian team, so that you can go to whichever country is organizing the international Olympiad and represent your country. So yeah. So how many have we covered? We have covered IMO, IPHO, IChO, IBO, IAO, and IJSO. So now next will be IOI, Informatics. This is a very underrated Olympiad, and this is one of the opportunities you can grab the next year, because this year it's over, the registrations are over. So this is a bit different from the others, but it's a very underrated one, and that's where the opportunity lies. Because first, let me show you the incentives for the students. You can read it at your own time. You can pause the video and read it now as well. The following academic institutions in India have special academic and admission procedures for ICO students. You can see all good institutes: CMI, Triple IT Delhi, Triple IT Hyderabad, IIT Gandhinagar, IIT Kanpur, IIT Madras, and more IITs are adopting an Olympiad category, and IOI is the most underrated pathway to IITs. And there are many international academic institutions, like you can read these: Hong Kong Institute, University of Science and Technology, NTU, NUS. These are top world class universities which you can get into by excelling in these Olympiads. So now let me tell you about these Olympiads. So first there are two levels. Um, these two, just a sec. So these two are the main levels, first levels. So these are ZCO and ZIO. Now to speak a bit about both of them. ZCO is basically your computing Olympiad, where you need to write programs. So now if I go to, like, let me see if it's written about ZCO. I'm not exactly sure it's written now. This website gets updated shortly. So, and since the Olympiad is still going on, ZCO has not happened yet. ZCO 2026. So the website is pretty under update now. So oh yeah, I found it. So here you can see it. So the Zonal Computing Olympiad is basically a programming exam. You need to write codes in either Python, Java, or C++, or you can use C as well, but it's not recommended. So these are the exam centers for 2026, and you can go through the details at your own time. There is a syllabus given in there on their website. You can note this website down. PYQs are also available in the archive, and here the technical details are given. Like you can see the exam environment, like the OS, compiler versions, etc., and prepare accordingly. You can even test it out here. You can literally just go and have a virtual environment where you can try coding and get a feel of how the exam would be. Now talking about the zonal informatics olympiad, this is comparatively like considered easier by many because this one consists of maths and logic mostly. Informatics is a bit easier than the zonal computing olympiad, mainly because you don't need to learn any syntax or do programming. It's pretty simple. So for and you can register for both. You can the next level is IMO, which is um, Indian National Olympiad in Informatics, and you can qualify to it with both ZCO and ZIO. So I would recommend you to take both, whichever one you do well. If you do well in either one, you can go to the next level. And ZIO is comparatively easier, and if you are already giving the maths olympiad, then you can excel in ZIO with just a bit of preparation. So yeah, that's about the first stages. Then comes you can see here Indian National Olympiad in Informatics INY. There were a lot of scheduling issues this year because of center problems. So yeah, so Indian National Olympiad in Informatics is the next level. From ZCO and ZIO, a few students qualified to it, about 150 students you can say. Like, see, since ZIO has already done, you can see 152 students have qualified through ZIO this. And we don't know about ZCO yet because it is still, well, the exam hasn't happened yet. So, yeah, so that's it about it. And if I show you about the overview, then you'll be able to see here, I think. No, yeah, here you can see the other aspects. And see, this was the Indian team for IOI 2025. So after the Indian National Olympiad of Informatics, there's the training camp. And after the training camp, here comes the Indian team which was selected from the training camp for to represent India at the International Olympiad in Informatics. And you can see these are very ordinary students like you who have worked hard, who have done well in this underrated Olympiad, and have gone to CMI. This is actually the CMI campus. I hope you can see for the training camp. And this is the EGOI. This is basically for the girls. Like normally in ROI, the team is consists of boys, and there's a separate Olympiad for girls called EGOI. Like the entire process is same, but from the training camp, 4 girls are selected for EGOI and 4 boys are selected for IOI. So hope that's clear. And there's also Asia Pacific Informatics Olympiad, pretty like not as famous as IOI, but it exists. And here you can see the training camp which happened at CMI, held in Chennai during the month of June. So yeah, all the students went to the training camp, and the faculty, as you can see, was world class. There was someone from Google, professors from CMI, because you're in CMI, obviously there will be professors from CMI. Then there's MIT, Triple IT Hyderabad, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Delhi. So you can definitely understand how much, like, how important this opportunity can be for your future career. And if you're serious about this, you can look at the study material here. You'll find a lot of study material if you go here. Yeah, you'll find books that they recommend personally. You'll find a problem archive. They have a contest which you can participate in, and yeah, that's it. So I'm closing it. Now let's look at the next one. All of these are covered. I'm coming to the philosophy one a bit later. Let's look at the linguistics one. Yeah, it's one I'm participating. You can see here in my bookmarks. PLO 2026. Let me open it. So yeah, PLO is Panini Linguistics Olympiad. Weird name, I know. It's after some guy who really inspired a lot of people about linguistics. So let's not get into the history of it. So as you can see that PLO is a fun, exciting, educational, challenging. I'm not going to read the entire of it. For grade 6 to 12 basically, where 6 to 8 are categorized as juniors and from 9th to 12th grade are seniors. It's basically you don't need to have any prior knowledge, it's just puzzles. You will be given a random language which you will most probably, like there's a 99.99% chance that you won't know that language, and you'll have to translate it using the given clues. There will be an English translation given in most problems, and you'll have to figure out what is the meaning of the that language. You have to decode it. So as you can see, the registration just closed today. It will close, like people can still register, but I am assuming that if you have not registered yet, you will not be able to register in time. Then there's the round one contest happening on 15th February, and the results will be on 14th of March. Then there are tons of levels here which I won't be explaining, but to give you a gist, since this is a even more underrated than the Informatics Olympiad, round one will most likely be the only round you will be giving, because after round one, only a handful, like only about 30 to 40 students from both the categories, like including both the categories, total 30 to 40 students will be chosen for the training camp. And all these levels you are seeing, APLO, round 2, IOL, all of these are just for a few students, not for like a few hundred or thousand students give the exam, like not like a few thousands like maths or science olympiads or even informatics. The students who give this exam are very less in number, but those who give this exam are very competitive, so don't think that it will be too easy. But yeah, it is comparatively easier, and you can go to this website at your own pace. It is conducted by Triple IT Hyderabad. If you want to learn about the centers, you can see here. As you can see, the centers are pretty good. Like there's IISCs, IITs, IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Madras, Triple IT Hyderabad, and Jaravpur University in Kolkata. So yeah, you can look at all that. Here you can see the committee, which I am assuming you won't be interested in. Here there is some information about the various linguistic olympiads. You can go through it at your own pace. Yeah. And here you find a ton of resources. These are all PYQs you can solve to get a hang of it. There are some past results here about India's, victories and defeats. You can there's some eligibility criteria. You can read more on this here. You can pause the video and read it. I won't stop here because the video is already getting pretty long. Let's look at the past results then. As you can see, for IOL, these are the four people who represented India, where this guy got a gold, and yeah, this student got a bronze, and these two were honorable mentions. So yeah, here you can see for all the years. And for the camp, if you look at the camp, then you can see this guy who got gold in IOI also got gold in camp. That's why they were selected. These top students were selected based on their performance in the camp. And you can see many other students attended the camp, but only a handful. So don't think it's too easy. So yeah, that's all about PLO. And once again, we'll be ignoring these two Olympiads because these are not as recognized. So I won't be covering them. So now we have completed the Linguistics Olympiad. Now we are left with philosophy. Let's cover geography first. So this one is even more underrated to be honest, and not many people like take it. Like, how can you like social science? Personally, I hate social science. Most of the people do. So if you still have interest in this Olympiad, like I'm not discriminating or anything. Like many people can like social science. For me personally, it's not. So you can go to this website and you'll find this is the official website for the International Geography Olympiad. It's for 16 to 19-year-old students only. So for qualifying, the process is not as easy because it is not that like it's not that straightforward and pretty underrated. Um, in order to like, if you really want to qualify, you can go to this page and if you look at, there's a twist I'll show you. If you look at this place, see this is all in alphabetical order. So India, right? Let's check India. Yeah, Indonesia, Iran, and then Japan. India does not participate in the International Geography Olympiad. Many other countries do. There's United States, there's Japan, Malaysia, Croatia, Indonesia, Denmark. Lots of countries do. There's China, but India doesn't. So for Indian students, it's just a bummer. You can't take this Olympiad. Yeah. Now let's have a look at International Philosophy Olympiad. Yeah, I'm pretty knowledgeable about these Olympiads because, well, I've been taking Olympiad for a long time. I've given the maths and science ones, especially, and I'm giving the informatics, linguistics. I'm pretty experienced. So, International Philosophy Olympiad is in a similar condition, like the Geography Olympiad. Just search this, or you can just see here the countries which participate, and you will find that India is so it's not completely like it's not what should I say? It's not really as um, like you can participate in it. It's not like the geography one, but as you can see, it's pretty crashly. Like it's not very well known, so it's not very well maintained. So if you like really want to participate in it, I'm not very well aware about this one because I haven't taken it and I'm not very interested in social science. But yeah, you can read more of it on the website. I will not be covering more about this. And let's move on to the next Olympiad. So now an Olympiad I really like personally because I am a science guy. I love AI and all as well. So yeah, so now let me go to AI. So as you can see, I have it saved here as a bookmark. So this is the IMO page. You can read more about AI here. And here there are some incentives as you can see, like again there is NTU, there is other universities. Here is the eligibility criteria. Here you can only participate if you're in high school, that is grades 9 to 12. And there is a you can check your birth date here. Gap year students are not eligible for this exam if you have completed class 12. And if you are any of these, this info is for INY 2026, which is already underway, so it's not up to the date information, but you can get the idea if you were the participant of the INY training camp in the previous year, or if you were an INY medalist, or if you, as we talked about PLO, if you were the participant of the PLO training camp, or if you are eligible to take IMO, the national level of um, IMO, the Indian national level. So if you are qualified to take that, then also you're eligible. Or if you have taken the BEPRAS India Computing Challenge, if you are one of the highest score achievers from the Mahavira and Ramanujan categories. So here are the dates. These are for 2026. Stage 1 is already over and stage 2 is to be held in March, on 22nd of March. So you can always aim for IMO 2027. Don't mind this, which says that registration is open. Registration is now closed. This link will no longer work. As you can see, the last date was 10th January 2026, and if you have any queries, then you can always contact on these emails, and you can also go to visit the LinkedIn to learn more about the Olympiad. If you want to find study resources, you'll find resources here. You'll find the entire syllabus of IOI and INAIO. As you can see, it is in its early editions, so you can't really use the previous year format for the next year. So always keep an eye on the website if you want to participate in this. Here there are all the stages. Information is given from stage 1 to stage 4 of INAIO and then IOI. Yeah, you'll even find sample tests and actual test problems and all that. And you'll get frequently asked questions here. You'll get the past editions here and you can contact them. That's it, mostly. So now we have completed AI, so we're only left with, I've already explained philosophy and geography, so we are left with earth science and this one, astronomy and astrophysics. So let me just open this. This is just a Wikipedia page, just to give you a bit more info on these, because these are not that famous as the main ones like IMO and IChO and IJSO. These are not that famous. So as you can see, this is for high school students, and it is one of the international science Olympiads, as I said. And many people confuse this. It's not the same as International Astronomy Olympiad, which is conducted by Homi Bhabha Center of Secondary Education. It is not the same, okay? It's different. Now you'll find the host city and all that. Like, it was held in India in 2025 in Mumbai. So yeah, you'll find all that for IOAA. So if you are interested, surely you can look into this, and I'll show you the more about it as well. Let me just search it once. I haven't attempted IOAA before, so I'm not very knowledgeable about it. So I myself don't know much about it. In the end, I'll tell you which all Olympiads I've attempted and what is my personal feedback, and I'll also make a video on each of the Olympiads later. So if you're interested, you can watch that. So yeah, here you can find everything. This is their site, the first link. So you can go to for participants, and yeah, you'll find dates and all, pre-registration, main registration. There's a lot of things here. Then there's logistics, schools, social activities, the results and grading systems, and the most important sections, the resources. You'll find the syllabus here, as well as the problems, as other things like the National Olympiad, international activities, and other STEM Olympiad, which are not as prestigious, Also, there is also something known as the Junior IOA Olympiad, which is coming soon. So make sure to keep an eye on that. And the only thing left now is International Earth Science Olympiad, and then I can tell you a bit about my experience on each of the Olympiads, and then we can wrap the video up. So for Earth Science, it is one of the 13 International Science Olympiads, and it is an annual competition for secondary school students that test their abilities. And you can read this, I'm not reading it. And as you will see, the IESO is one of the only three international science Olympiads along with the International Linguistic Olympiad and International Olympiad on Astronomy and Astrophysics, which we just saw, to include an international team competition. So yeah, and that's fun fact. So I'm sure you're not interested in the history of it. I'll just show you their website once, and then remember, note that all of the 13 Olympiads that I showed you, you can't directly appear in them. Like most of them are through lots of stages, so you have to give the preliminary stages first, and that depends on your country. I'm mainly focusing on India, but for other countries it might be different. So yeah, and here you can see that the national level of this exam, INESO, concluded on 24th January. The registration closed on 12th January for individual students, and for centers it's closed on 10th January. So if you want, you can appear for it next year as well. And you can find tons of resources, history, I'm sure you're not interested, about ISO, and you can find the previous like pamphlet, registration form, and also the PYQs and research papers and all that. So yeah, that's all about it. Now to give my personal opinion, if I want to give my personal opinion, then well, in order to give my personal opinion, I let me tell you what all Olympiads I've given. I've given international mathematics Olympiad. This one I've given. Other than that, I'm going to give a lot more of these. Like for example, I'm going to give international chemistry Olympiad soon. I mean not the international level, the the first level NSCC, that one. Then International Olympiad in Informatics, like I'm going to be giving ZCO this year, like the programming exam. I would have registered for ZIO, but since ZIO wasn't, like the registration had closed, and so I missed the registration, so that's why I won't be able to give ZIO. I'm going to give ZCO this year. Like not this, like in a few days, like in 2-3 days, I'm going to give. Now, yeah, I'm going to give International Linguistics Olympiad as well, like just after 10 days or so. I have given International Junior Science Olympiad once, and the result wasn't that good. Like, I barely, um, like, I was so close to clearing the cutoff for the next level, so yeah, bad experience. As for International Olympiad in Artificial Intelligence, I'll be giving it next year. I missed it this year, so as you can see, this was established pretty soon, like it was established in 2024. So yeah, um the one I have most experience in would be international maths from, like, not international maths olympiad because I didn't reach that yet. The IOQM, like the first stage, I have a extensive experience because I've given it three times, and I give it every year, and I've been giving it since class 7 or 8. So yeah. So if I had to rank them in difficulty, okay, let's do one thing. Let me just open a notepad and let me rank them in never mind this. Um, Let me just rank them. So in terms of difficulty, first let me write the names of all the Olympiads. I'm only writing the names of the Olympiads which I know about. Like I'm going to rank them. Not necessarily I have given the Olympiad, but I have good knowledge about it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be writing about. Like how hard is it to make it to the international level to be selected for the Indian team? So yeah, I'm not ranking it. I'm just writing the names. And yeah, these are enough, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, these are fine. And yeah, let me just, yeah. So these are the names of all the Olympiads. These. So, let me bold them. So, um, firstly, I would like to say that IChO and IPhO and IBO, these three are extremely hard. So these are definitely going um, on the top. I'm ranking them here. Apologies. Yeah, so these three are definitely going here. Actually, these are same. So you can say that these three are ranked one because these are the same. Like difficulty depends on the student who is taking them, that whether he or she is better at chemistry or physics or biology, but these three are extremely hard in my opinion. Now next comes IMO. So like for IMO I will definitely say that it is definitely hard, but in my opinion it is not as hard as these three, so it is a tier below. Now let me just, well, IJSO is definitely easier than, it consists of chemistry, physics and biology, but it's definitely easier to get into. So but the audience is also younger, but considering just the difficulty, yeah, this one is easy. Honestly, this one can't be ranked, so sorry, so I'm going to remove it because as I said earlier, the audience is different. It's for younger audience, not exactly high schoolers. Like at max, ninth graders can give this, so it's not really fair to include it. Now coming to IOL, linguistics. Well, it's one of the easiest ones, and due to the due to the single fact that um, it is very not that popular, it is underrated. That is the reason why it is pretty easy. So let me just put it I'll put it like 10 tiers below IMO. It's extremely easy comparatively. Now as for IOAI is definitely tough, but I haven't given IOAI yet. But IOAI is mainly just like it's not completely heavy programming, so we can say that IOI and IOAI are in the same tier. So let me just go here, comma IOI, and in fact let me just do the same for these three, so that it seems proper. So yeah, this is my So this is like, if I categorize them, then these three are dropout. Um, this is basically very hard. This one is definitely hard, and this one is easy comparatively. But again, if we want to look at these on the way of like prestige, then I must say that in prestige, these, like, if you look at these three, firstly, these are like, if I'm grading them based on prestige, these are A plus plus. As for IMO, it is A plus plus. In fact, if I could, then I would also give it A plus plus plus. So it's similar to IChO and IPhO and IBO, but it can be a tier higher in prestige as it is the most well-known international science Olympiad. So yeah. Now these two I need to grade separately because IOAI is new and it is not that recognized, so mostly it's a B, or at max you can give it a B plus. And for IOI it's definitely A plus. It's, if you're taking, like, see, it's A plus, but if you're taking like CS major, or if you're going to the international, like the Indian team or whatever team your country, like your country's team, then it's A plus plus. It depends on where you're considering, it depends a lot on perspective, but yeah, we can call it A plus plus. But compared to others, I consider giving it a A plus because it's lesser known. But believe me, these few Olympiads like IOI, IOAI, and all these are underrated, but only by students. Top universities and um, professors and those people, they do know about these, but most students don't know, which is why they miss these opportunities. Now for IOL, if I grade it on prestige, then I would say I can only give it a B. I mean, if you make it to a team, it's a big achievement, but it's one of the lesser known ones. And at max, it can be a B plus, tied with IOEI. So yeah, that is that. So that is it, guys. Um, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell icon, and stay tuned for the next video where I'll be explaining each of these Olympiads in a separate video in detail so that you can understand the Olympiads, the registration process, dates, and how to prepare properly. Stay tuned.